Hey, what's up, everybody? My fellow boxing brothers. Yeah, finally we have come to the first, we might say, major fight of the, well, if not the year, then, well, yeah, I would say so, of this spring anyway. And that is Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Yeah, so this is a pretty important fight. It is the WBC light welterweight title which is at stake. And Darren Haney holds it after relinquishing all his four titles at 135, and yeah, beating Regis Prograis, of course, impressively. He's now at the peak of his career, Haney, and while Garcia, well, it's hard to tell, I mean, he has appeared quite, you know, like a guy that's not really at peace with himself and not really balanced. Hasn't looked balanced lately in his social media, you know, yeah, outbursts, whatever. But of course, there is always that thing when it comes to this fight that Garcia is the puncher here, of course, and Haney is not. I mean, even at 135, Haney was never really a really hard hitter. He did score a few knockouts or stoppages, but yeah, only a couple of them in higher profile fights anyway. I know against Antonio Moran and well, Zaura Abdullayev, that was a corner stoppage. Well, anyway, and Garcia has his share of knockouts. However, he has hardly yet knocked out anybody who is a really world class, who is world class, to put it simply. And yeah, of course, we saw him lose to, well, I guess Luke Campbell can be called. Yeah, I can think that is his biggest win so far by knockout. And he did knock out Javier Fortuna, but that was an aging, an old Javier Fortuna over the hill, definitely. And but Luke Campbell, yeah, I guess is his so far best victory. And yeah, so he's coming off his first loss to Gervonta Tank Davis, which happened almost exactly a year ago when this fight commences on the 22nd of April. Yeah, and he was also behind. It's not just that he was hit on his already tender or injured spot in the ribs, but he also was actually behind on all scorecards when that happened. So it wasn't like he was winning the fight and just got unlucky, or if the fight was very even, I wouldn't say so. Like and it was competitive, but not that even anyway. And yeah, I mean the problem with Garcia, he was expecting to just sorry, conquer the division just like that, like, and of course he can't. When he tried, he just hit the wall when he came up against probably the best guy in the division, and yeah, let's put it that way, in the lightweight division, because this one is also called the super lightweight, and you got junior lightweight, of course. So I mean, he has fought Tank in all of those so far. You might call him the king of the lightweight divisions now. Anyway, now that Lomachenko is no longer the man, you might say. And another thing, speaking about Lomachenko, is that even though I and many others thought that he should have won against Haney. You know, Haney still proved that he is world class in that fight because he gave him a, yeah, pretty close fight. I mean, it was only by a point or two that I thought Lomachenko should have won, not more than that, you know. So, yeah, and even though that wasn't the peak Lomachenko, but still, you know, Haney is definitely more clever than Garcia, and he's quite strong, you know. He has grown into this division very well, and you know, I don't think Garcia. I hope he doesn't expect to or he won't attempt to bully him. You know, anyway. I don't think he should do that. I don't think he can really, not successfully. But he should just, you know, be patient, wait to land the right punch, you know, counter punch or whatever, you know. It just will have to. He will have to be very, you know, let's say economical with his punches because he is a big puncher. So if he throws too many punches, he can also, you know, yeah, it's hard to really land solidly on the Haney actually. And if Garcia goes all out, you know, he can also punch himself out. If he goes out too early, all out, and you know, Haney has never been. I don't know if he's ever been down actually, but he's certainly never been knocked out, or he's never lost. So you know, of course, it's self-explanatory. Yeah, I don't think Haney has ever been knocked down. So you know, even against a guy, you know, like a whirlwind like Lomachenko, you know, I mean, yeah. Or Regis Prograis, who is a big puncher, so, you know. And that says quite a lot. He is capable as a defensive fighter, and he's not a puncher like Tank, so Garcia should, I guess, not have to worry about, you know, getting caught with a counter punch or whatever punch like he that knocked him out against Davis. But you know, he should not, as I said, go all out. At least not in the first half of the fight. He must be. He, however, should be like offensive. Yeah, he should try to, you know, really like harass or whatever you want to call it, Haney, or not be, well, I said economical, but not too economical anyway with the punches, but not just throw and throw, also not be too aggressive at first because these punches make these mistakes. Like Rolly Romero, you saw him against Tank Davis also, he went all out way too soon. He did well, you know, because he was doing well and that he just kept throwing. Then he set himself up for that perfect counter punch to receive that perfect counter punch into the body, which put him out of the fight. And that's not really what can easily happen to Garcia, but you never know. I mean, sometimes a non-puncher can land a perfect punch, like if it lands at the right angle and the right time, especially to the body, it can really hurt you, and you wind up, you know, not being able to beat the count, and yeah, that's it. But I don't really expect a knockout to happen. I don't think there is a big chance. Definitely not more than maybe 25% chance or something. And and if it does, of course, it will be most likely Garcia who will score the knockout. But you know, he just looks very distressed at the moment. And if he carries that distress into the ring on Saturday, Of course, he will not do very well at all, and will wind up getting outboxed, getting taught a lesson, by Haney. But it seems to be a lot of bad blood between those two. Maybe a part of it is just for show, like to, you know, put asses into the seats. But I don't think so. I think there's a genuine dislike between, because I didn't see this happening so much when Garcia was fighting Tank, before that. I guess there was some trash talk as usual, but this is really intense stuff, Now, I mean, yeah. So, my prediction for the fight, here it comes. The most likely outcome is I see this. I see Garcia chasing Haney but landing too little, not being able to really, you know, hurt him really. Like maybe he can just stun him or just rattle him slightly or once or twice. But yeah, I don't see him really. I do see him having some good rounds definitely because he's an energetic fighter. He's explosive. He's athletic, young, whatever, tall for that division. Not that that matters that much, but they are almost of equal height actually. Those two. But yeah. But Haney, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Haney as a I'm not his biggest fan otherwise as a person, but I gotta admit he is technically very sound, And yeah, I think he beats like most people right now, except for Tank Davis at 140. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think who else is out there, but yeah, I mean, you got Teofimo Lopez, who I don't think can beat Haney. He has also talked some trash before against Haney, and I guess vice versa probably. But yeah, I don't think there are many anyway at that 140 right now that stand a really good chance. Well, yeah, Subriel Matias, I don't know. He's also a very offensive fighter, and they don't usually do so well against defensive fighters. So you got, yeah, of course, Arnold Barboza Jr. Hardly, hardly. I don't think so. And yeah, so Gary Antoine Russell, I don't know. Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor, yeah. Also, I doubt they can beat Haney, especially Taylor at this state that he's in now. Maybe 4 years ago or five, I would have given him a good chance, but now, not really. And anyway, so my prediction is Haney will outbox Garcia and win, of course, on points. And yeah, Garcia will have to just settle for the truth that he isn't the best. He's not the king after all. He's just a pretender to the throne that may never reach the throne or get it. Probably not, because he's got to wisen up and be a little more mature and just not think that he can knock out everybody. So because that's just too big-headed and yeah, ridiculous and yeah. But we'll see. I mean, that's my prediction. But of course, it can always turn the other way around. You never know. That's boxing. Like this weekend, you saw it with Gill and Barrett. Gill was leading really. I mean, I had him ahead at the time of stoppage by 3 points. He was doing like really well, and then he got nailed with two big body shots, and that was it. So it can happen also to Haney, Devin Haney. Yeah. But I think there's a bigger chance that he outboxes Garcia. Yeah. All right. That was all. So I only wanted to focus on this one fight because it's so important, and also there aren't that many really good fights on the undercard, and yeah, Arnold Barboza Jr. actually is fighting also, but anyway. So I hope you all enjoy the fight and see you soon, alright?